Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. I am 55, so I am started my computer's journey from the time of MS-DOS or even before that. When Texas, my dad bought me a Texas Instrument computer. But I have gone through DOS, and the DOS world was replaced by Microsoft and Windows. We thought Windows will never end, and then it became the Internet Explorer. And we always entered the world through the Internet Explorer, and there was Netscape for some time in between. But all that ended when Google landed up and came up with that brilliant search engine and destroyed everybody. I cannot still believe there was a day when we thought Microsoft was be all and end all of all things. And they bought Hotmail also, and they launched Hotmail with Sabir Bhatia's Hotmail was bought for millions of dollars, and it was the thing in Microsoft. Till Google came with a special code and launched Gmail with unlimited storage facility. And people were dying to wait to be invited by somebody. You had to be invited by somebody to get to Gmail. Then Google started to reel winner after winner. They bought the map company, turned it around, made it Google Maps. They bought a small startup YouTube and converted it to a company which gives them $1.5 billion of advertising revenue every month. These are the kind of things that Google has pulled off. These are things that you and I use. There are many things which Google does which we don't use. Google Chrome is something which I don't use much but is really popular. If I go to my nephew, he will talk about Google Drive when he likes to share everything through Google
And the
Drive.
most important, which not many people talk about, is the biggest virtual assistant is Google.
Google
No
Assistant.
one, if you compare it to Siri, you compare it to Big C, nobody stands shadow to
Yes.
Google. Google is the biggest.
So when I talked to a tech guy from Bangalore once, he explained to me Google is the dining table. Meta and everything is the
Cutlery on it.
cutlery on it. And so without the table, nothing can survive.
Right.
And believe
Google
me,
has become the internet, actually.
and for the kids who are in their 20s, there was a time when Microsoft was the table. And Microsoft has now become the cutlery. The rug was pulled under Bill Gates' feet. Bill Gates actually missed the technology revolution. The main innovation of Google was Google gave Android free, whereas Mr. Gates was insisting that people pay for his software. And so nobody paid for Windows software. Android was free, and the premium market went to Apple, and that's the end. As the world moved from
Yeah, because he made a calculated mistake in that because he thought Linux was launched. They said that it's going to combat Microsoft, and
it
he was a
failed.
little, and he thought he was a little worried. Then when Linux failed, he thought this whole free concept is dead in the water.
Yeah,
Anyone who claims to give something free is not going to last for very long.
but in came
But
Google
yeah,
and
the
Larry Page and Sergey Brin, and
Android and this
they
decimated.
just decimated Microsoft. So, in fact, it pushed Steve Ballmer out of his office and even pushed Gates out of Microsoft to a point when finally Satya Nadella took over and he turned it around with Office and said pay per use and made some adjustments and they did SQL and it became a cloud storage company and they bought LinkedIn and they are now buying Activation Blizzard and so they took a leaf out of Facebook and Google.
Correct. But
Now, why are we?
there is no really innovative product of Microsoft which has come
No,
up.
no, no.
What they're doing is they're poaching.
Yeah.
They're busy like a whaler, sitting on top of the boat,
Mm,
seeing what looks like a next big whale,
mm.
and harpoon it and hope that they've caught a whale.
Yes. And now, why I called you today to discuss this is now Microsoft thinks it's got the next big whale. And this time, some fools, sorry, some not so knowledgeable people are now saying in the internet this is the Google killer. They have bought the Google killer. And Satya Nadella is playing it up, calling it ChatGPT. The name itself is not simple and quick. For it to be a brand name, it has to be easy to pronounce and it has to be quick. ChatGPT is
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT doesn't look good. Now, what is Chat GPT? First, the first deal breaker, Elon Musk. Elon Musk and Sam Altman together started a non-profit open source AI company. And then they set up a subsidiary which is for profit, which has now worked for several years and has developed this Chat GPT. And it has taken $1 billion from Microsoft to grow. Now Microsoft saying we'll put another 10 billion and you can give it with binge free. Binge has less than 2% of the market share. Google has 98% of the market share. Now, let's get things very clear. Now, this Chat GPT is supposed to be super efficient
Right.
and is supposed to be better than Google's
These are all claims.
search engine, and finally Google has some competition. I am not a tech guy. I don't understand this, but I know people in the media. So I went to a media friend of mine, and he said, "Sir, I asked it how to make tea. It started by go to the shop, buy tea bag, buy milk. When he simply wanted to know how to make milk with ingredients there,
Correct.
it was not very intuitive, and he found it very confusing. So he said, no way I'm giving up Google. So Google's network effect, because as more and more people use a product, the people who are not on it are losers. Telephone grew because of it, as more and more people came on it. But now let me understand from my brother who has a better understanding of these things than me. I'm not saying he's an expert,
I'm not an expert.
but he understands these things. I'm a tech novice. He's
I'm
at
also a
least,
tech novice.
but at
Uh,
least he's a tech student.
I follow the industry a little bit because of I'm enthusiastic about the industry,
Yeah, I
but
don't
I'm
even
not
know.
an expert in it. Let me first stay off
Okay.
straight off the bat.
Okay. What is
And
this
just to
chat?
make yes, just to make all our commenters happy, we did do research on this, so we've taken some notes down.
Hmm.
Like Anand said, it's started by Elon Musk and Sam Altman as a non-profit. Under the non-profit, it's a profit-making company. Microsoft has already thrown $1 billion, and they're betting $10 more billion behind this.
They want to. The
Yes, they
company
want
has
to.
not
Yes, they want to.
accepted.
Yes, it was launched at the end of November 2022, and it has 1 million users or less in a week. All these are all marketing gimmicks, is what I feel. The main thing is it imitates human conversation. They use AI technology, and it's a search engine with where you can literally ask someone. It's like asking your friend, "Hey, machan, how do you make tea?"
Or
And
Siri. Ask
yeah,
Siri.
or asking Siri, even better than Siri, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be based on an AI technology where it imitates human conversation. But the basic problem I feel is people do not go to Google to have a conversation. People go to Google to get what they want. And most people nowadays, when they go to Google, they don't even know what they want. They're rummaging in Google. If you notice, most people, humans, if you see the way, especially me, when I start searching Google, I'll start searching for some restaurant address. Suddenly, I'll notice something else. And you know how the mind goes. You jump from one ship to another ship to another ship. Before you know it, you are reading something else. You're not even where you started. It's taken you, Google has taken you into multiple pages and you've gone off somewhere else. It's like reading a book. When you're reading a book, the guy mentions another book
Yeah, you
anecdotally.
go back.
You immediately dig up that book and you read about that author. That guy will say something. Then you're reading some three books.
No, this happened to me recently. I was reading a book on
Correct.
Bradburn.
Correct.
So they talked about Nathan Rothschild. So immediately I left this because Rothschild is a big thing for me. I went searching for that Nathan Rothschild.
Correct.
Okay. Now,
So this is what Google is, and this is no comparison to Google in any shape or form. So I don't think
and
there's
how
no.
much money do you? And one of the big things in management analysis we have thought is, if it is such a killer, why can't Google copy it? Because they are throwing a lot of money
Google
on.
has very good AI. There's no doubt about it, and it's already leaked in the media. Lots of them. A lot of people who are researchers in Google are worried about Google's AI, which is there. It's all leaking out in the media here and there, saying,
Moonshot. No, they have a lot of
yeah, they have
moonshot.
lots of moonshots happening in AI itself. But the problem is, it is very hard. First of all, throwing money, you cannot beat someone by just throwing money. Even if you throw $1 trillion, you're not going to create an idea. If that was the case, the richest man would be making the best product, and the best company would be the guy with the most money. It's never been like that. Like Instagram was started by four guys sitting in a small office. You take
WhatsApp was started by some Russian immigrants.
correct. And even now, there's no replacement to Instagram. People hate Instagram. People who originally were Instagram saying it's not photograph platform anymore and all that. The way TikTok came and swooped Instagram right under his nose. So I don't believe in throwing $10 billion or whatever. They are jammed up. I agree. Microsoft is under immense pressure because, like you said, they're completely riding on this cloud business. They need to find some way of diversifying and getting out.
I thought Activision Blizzard and gaming was one of
That is one. But the problem even in Xbox is that Xbox is a platform. You need lots of great games to come and appear on it. But the way Xbox is, have a couple of big platform games. Other than that, there's no other games in Xbox. They're not able to attract talent. They're not able to create those environment of game which happens in Sony.
So that's why they bought Activision Blizzard.
Yes, they're same problem. They're not able to generate it inside. So what are they doing? They're harpooning the next big whale which is there on the ocean, and they're reeling it in and hoping that it's going to be some money spinner for them. Same thing with this ChatGPT is what I feel. From whatever I've read and understood from it, I don't see it being a Google killer. I think they're just attracting more attention to it, trying to get more people to come and participate in that environment. But I don't see this being a Google killer. And I think you would agree to me from
Yes.
whatever we had discussion before we started recording.
Yes.
In brief,
And nothing it says is it's not a product that's going to kill me.
no, and even the experience of interacting with it,
And,
very,
the,
very klutzy and very clumsy.
and I have not yet seen Shashwat start using it. Then is the time when
Yes,
it.
I have not seen anyone in my circle, in my generation, talking about it. All what I've seen it is on YouTube. Lots of guys, content creators have been encouraged to talk about it, maybe indirectly or directly being funded to do it. So they're all busy playing it up, saying the Google killers come because it's clickbait. You put up a video icon saying Google is dead. Here comes this next killer. Audience, like how I clicked on it, everyone's going to click on it and read about it.
So,
But,
guys, nothing much has changed.
yeah.
ChatGPT may be a great success sometime in the future, but as of now, it's a storm in a teacup.
Yes, and the product name, way they named the product and everything, and they got a couple of big problems. All of these the things we spoke about previously was created guys with no footprint, with no background, so the audience really didn't care who the guy was. In this case, when you say it's Elon Musk, people will get turned off. When you say Bill Gates, you're going to turn them off because no one trusts Bill Gates. Nobody trusts Elon Musk anymore. These guys are all, yeah. So when you say all this, put it together with our kind of political climate and social media climate we are in, you know how the world is divided. No one's going to trust AI. These are all bad words. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, artificial intelligence, these are all naughty words. So no one in the right realm is going to touch it. And end of the day, you need advertisers. Google is run by advertising.
Yes.
People are coming and advertising in Google. They're paying
Yes.
lots of money to Google. Google, end of the day, is a business. Now tell me which company was going to go hand a check to guy and say, I'll advertise in your platform when they got these names stuck to it.
Nobody will. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this video, hit the like button, turn on the bell notification so that you are notified every time we put out a video. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich and remind you to share this video with your friends and relatives and ask them to take a look at us. Thank you for supporting. I want to thank all of you for supporting our event in Oman with great enthusiasm. A lot of people turned up in Oman and a place where I don't have much influence. I wish to thank all of you for your support. The next event is going to be in Qatar, Doha. The event is scheduled for the last week of January. Those who would like to meet me in person in Qatar, Doha, or come to our event in Doha can send their request to the mail ID given below or contact the WhatsApp number flashing on the screen. My team will respond to you. See you in Qatar in the last week of Jan. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.